I saw the door and it didn't matter anymore. It was like, I don't have to go through the door. I know it's on the other side and I'm not afraid of it anymore.
You can explore more than 5%, more than 10%, maybe. I don't know. Because I think after 10 you can levitate. Is that true?
There, you see it? Well, it just went through the bushes. I just saw him caught him for a second. He's a big mother.
I'm like scared. She said, look, you don't have to do it, but if you do it, like I promise you're gonna have it's gonna be worth it.
Welcome to this week's show. We are back in California, Los Angeles. Last night, I had the pleasure of watching Renee Graziano, reality TV star, get a private KetaVIP ketamine treatment in her own set and setting, her own space. And so for me to be here doing her podcast today and get to hear about her experience, her insights on ketamine, and what she thinks of this new VIP where it comes to you. She's been in rehab before and she's 7 months clean. So 7 months clean, you really want to be able to take the steps that are going to grow new neural pathways for you and really solidify where you're at in a good place. And that's what ketamine's all about. So I'm excited to hear her exact experience. Okay, 5701 Slauson, Suite 200. We're going to the Network Studios, second floor. Hey guys, hey, how are you?
Oh my God.
Deep, right? I know your intention was to
Freedom.
go deep, freedom, and maybe even interact with your dad or have some kind
Okay, so I was really big on the freedom part, and then she had said I kept shooing something away. Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, before I went in, she said, if something comes up that doesn't feel right, go towards it. But I didn't when I was under. So I was just like pushing it away because it was dark. And I knew it was dark, and I didn't want to go dark because there were emeralds. I kid you not. I Googled it. There were emeralds falling from the sky. Everything was green, and when I looked it up, it was loyalty. My name means rebirth, reborn. That's what emeralds stand for.
Wow, rebirth.
I Googled it and it said rebirth, and I was like, oh, okay. Now it's my turn.
Wow.
Like, it felt so amazing. And when I was really prepared, I saw the door and it didn't matter anymore. It was like, I don't have to go through the door. I know it's on the other side and I'm not afraid of it anymore. Wow. So I knew that was my ex-husband.
Wow.
And that's what the dark shadow was. And it was like, I already know it's on the other side. Why would I walk into something and not be welcome?
Why bother?
Exactly. So it just really was very enlightening.
Wow.
It was. I was like, how often could you do? She's like, you could do it twice a week, this one. I was like, well, before I go back to New York, I think I'm going to try this one more time.
Wow.
Because I know I'm going back to a crazy world. So I'd much rather be leveled than
build enough neural pathways to really solidify.
Let me tell you something. The fact that you could build new ones is phenomenal.
It's a miracle, right?
Right, because the brain is so complex.
Yes.
Just like me.
Uh-huh.
But knowing I have the opportunity to think different, to believe different, and I'm healing myself is tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So, as a person who was a little nervous going in last night, do you feel like it was...
You're nice. I was a lot nervous.
I was too the first time, but what was your experience?
It was, oh my God, it was great. I remember at first I was sitting up because I was nervous and I'm like, if something happens, I just want to just be tight. And Brooke, she was my guide, and she was like, it's best if you just relax and lay down. And something about her tone just was like, Imani, just surrender to the experience. So as soon as I laid down, I just went into this world. And my intention was creativity. My intention was letting go the ego. My intention was just unlocking me. And I felt like in that trip or in that world, I was talking to me and I was seeing me and just feeling like I'm ready to just be free. The thought of like this, that, and the third, and any negative connotations that came with anything with creativity just don't feel there. Wow. I feel alleviated from that. I'm gonna just stay here.
Good. Yeah.
Take my time, take it slow. I keep thanking Renee over and over. Thank you for the experience.
Yes,
and
I'm
pushing
appreciative
me.
we get this. We're very lucky that ketamine is FDA approved and legal, and that you can have an amazing KetaVIP nurse come to you who has so much experience and empathy, and they've had the experience themselves.
Yes.
That's what you need to really feel, like you said, comfortable, I think, in that.
And I like what you said when you were like, it's not just about antidepressant. It's not just, even though that's the focus in the sense of like it helps in these ways, for you made me comfortable in it. Like, just because you're not depressed, that doesn't mean ketamine is not for you. You can do it your own way because it's personal. Every intention and every trip is personal to you.
Beautiful.
So,
glad that helped. Yeah, and that this is for peak performance. You know, when you see Elon Musk and people building new neural pathways in your brain, you think, why isn't this good for me? And the answer is, it is. It doesn't matter. We all have some kind of PTSD right now from pandemic or something that happened to us in our lives. So, do you feel like the writer's block is just like
I do.
opened up?
Yeah, I cannot wait. Oh man, when I go home and open that laptop, I'ma just.
Everything is fine. You know, that's what I get in the ketamine. It's like everything's great.
It's
you know.
Fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I'm so glad that was your effect.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for trusting us and trusting KetaVIP, because those girls, the nurses, are incredible. They're the ones that are really doing the interacting.
And I remember I said to her, like, I'm like scared. She said, look, you don't have to do it, but if you do it, like, I promise you're gonna have it's gonna be worth it.
With no further ado, I want to introduce you to someone who is very dear and near to my heart, Zappy.
Yay! So good to be here.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I met you 6.5 months ago. Yeah, right. 6 months and 1 week actually. And you've really changed my view on many things. So, but before we get into that, I want everybody to know what you do and what you offer to the world that I think people are missing out on. So if you could explain a little and tell them who you are, I appreciate it.
Sure. So I'm what's called a psychedelic concierge. I have the ayahuasca because I think when you get that hug, you're gonna say that was the hug I needed.
Okay.
You know, I didn't.
Well, I'm gonna do it no matter, even if I'm a little afraid. I'm still gonna do it for the simple reason I want the peace.
Yes.
I want the peace.
Yeah.
And I can't get it from the outside anymore.
No.
The peace is really within me. You know, and I gotta find that. You okay?
It's okay.
The peace is really inside me, and that's where I'm going.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can rely on is yourself and how you feel your frequency is.
There we go.
Renee Graziano, one of the most unexpected psychedelic advocates, but she is already saving lives. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing. The question I've been asking people is that in this day and age, does it make sense to you that we can explore, as Americans, we can explore the country, we can explore space. If you want to go to Mars, you can go to Mars. Do whatever you want, but you can't explore inside your own mind. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, well, it's said that the average American uses only 5% of their brain. From which I learned from you now, that you can explore more with KetaVIP. You can explore more than 5%, more than 10%, maybe. I don't know. Because I think after 10 you can levitate. Is that true?
Why do you think they're keeping this from us? The ability to change our frequency and to see things that we might otherwise not. Why are they keeping us from this?
Because I think society needs workers. Society needs workers. Society needs people that can be controlled. Imagine a society where everyone's winning. Then who's going to do the work? I'm interested now because of the knowledge I got from you.
Beautiful.
But I want to explore more on my mind. I think The mind has so much to offer, but we don't tap in enough. We don't get it to a space where we can tap in to see actual, like the frequency. You know, everything is frequency.
And I've had this experience with ketamine where I shift my frequency and then all of a sudden there's aliens right here.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just like maybe as humans we're in a certain frequency and we can go out as far as we want in space, but all we're gonna find is this physical matter.
An average American is believed that aliens don't exist. They do. They walk amongst you, and they look just like us. However, imagine if I'm an alien and I let the world know I'm an alien. The first thing they're gonna come do is get me, dissect me, and figure out what's triggering my alienistic ability.
Right.
Aliens don't want that. They want to live. They want to live and they want to experience whatever they can while they're here and make good friends and good, you know, good ideas. But they do exist and they're amongst us. We just don't, we have not tapped in to find them.
I look forward to seeing you again out here in Los Angeles,
Yes,
and keep making these incredible media and programs to educate people.
Absolutely.
But I want you to have that KetaVIP experience because you deserve to turn your brain on.
I'm
you
at
got
the
a good
point,
one.
thank you so much, I appreciate it. I'm at a point where I'm ready. So let's
Awesome.
do it.
I'll see you next time.
Appreciate you.
All right, you too.
If you're a VIP, have KetaVIP.
I think I'm supposed to go the other way. Warehouse spaces. We are about to talk to Tanya and Cody. They come from the movie business, but we're going to a podcast called Acid for Squares. Let's find out what that's about. What's up, you guys? How are ya?
What's up, brother?
Nice to see ya.
It's funny watching the universe smash us together.
I
over and
know,
over again.
I know. What's going on? Wow, this is like amazing in here. It's good to be in this process with like a significant other, you know what I mean? And just be kind of in the same place, because like my relationship advice I give people now is I say, two things is all you need to know. Does the person smoke the same amount of marijuana as you? Whether that's
yes.
none or a bunch or once a week, whatever it is, just in the same level. And then are they on the same sort of a spiritual path of evolution as you? If you're near there and they want to be, it's gonna last forever. If either one of those are off,
100%.
you can't go right.
You have to be in like the growth mindset, this sort of like constantly trying to reinvent yourself and become better and all of that, and also seek these truths. And if you don't have a partner that does that, then it doesn't really work out.
And you're like, what do I say right now? You know, the whole time it's like walking on eggshells instead of just being like, yeah.
She's transformed my life. She makes me believe, honestly, like, I love you.
Nice. Well, the women are here to elevate the guys anyways. I mean, that's the whole reason they're even here. Wasting their time is just trying to elevate us, get us emotional.
This is the real game changer. You start having shared experiences, as you know. And once you're going to these places together and seeing the same things and speaking to the same thing at once, you start to go, oh shit, I'm not hallucinating.
Right. You guys are a dynamic force at this point to see what you guys, the level that you guys are committed to having fun, you know, and just not taking it serious. That's what everything's about for me and for this web show we're doing. It's like, how can we show people that like this isn't science fiction. There's people doing it right now and they're living these incredibly fulfilled lives and they're sharing it. They seem to all be sharing it. And so when you hit that spot, it's like you guys are the poster children for like what an ancient future relationship can look like. How is it that as Americans, okay, we're allowed to explore the country and explore outer space, and if you want to go to Mars, do it, but somehow you're not allowed to explore inside your own mind? Does that make any kind of sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Power and control, that's the only real answer.
100%.
You know, it's because what happens when people work with these plant medicines is that you open up your consciousness and you start to realize that you've been programmed your whole life on all aspects, and you're like, wait a second, wait, is that actually me, or is that a programming from my school or from my parents or from my society or from my culture or from my religion? Like, what are these things, and you have to kind of like rediscover yourself. And it's like the remembering of who you are is deprogramming, decoding, and getting through all the muck that's been, however many years you've been alive. And so, but then you become kind of unstoppable because you no longer are playing to what society believes that you need to be like. And so you start living for yourself, and you start finding like-minded people, and then we all come together, and then we get really powerful.
We learn from the altered states of consciousness, and then in our everyday life we try to apply those same principles. It's not that we work with the medicine every day, or that's even the point.
Integration is the point.
Integration.
Right,
Up there, you have to bring it down to the 3D, or it doesn't make any sense. It's like people that just sit in ceremonies every single weekend, and then you're like, when do you have time to actually integrate this and bring this into your human body? Like, you decided to come here and be on Earth. You're not up there. Like, you'll be there at some point.
One of the first initiations of the medicine path is to have your reality become eyes and look back at you and acknowledge you. And that is that first initiatory experience.
Back in Malibu in the hills. Wow, look at all this Malibu mist. It's like we're inside of a cloud. And I got Camp Zappy down the road, but I'm always scouting new locations to do privates and groups. And my friend Rob has an actual pyramid house. So I'm going to check that out. I think that could be incredible for a group to be inside of a pyramid up here in this mountain range. I'm inside of a cloud right now. Oh, it's so nice. Feel the cloud hit you. Malibu mist, nothing like it. And I'm not going to show you the code to get in because that would be a little bit too much, but I love this mist. Hello?
Could have been a cat. No, mate, you're right. It was big. It
was a cat.
Could have been a cat.
Yeah.
Holy shit. There,
Where-
you see it?
Well,
It just went through the bushes. I just saw him caught up for a second. He's a big mother.
there's a mountain lion and 2 bobcats.
Yeah, that's something big, and it's going to this house right here. And there's gonna be dogs out there.
It's heading this direction?
Yeah, it's heading in this direction, and that patch right there. It started in the open field right there.
Uh-huh.
And it's right there. So it's gonna come out over here. It's big. Wow. That's a rare sighting, I think.
Always looking for cool
Yeah.
places to, do privates or be with a group.
Outside of the pyramid is more the social area, to where, and this is just like a getaway area.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this is great to have,
Yeah.
like a designated
have,
spot.
With the sweat lodge.
Wow,
It is.
that is amazing. The best way to test out a place to see whether it's got good energy for a ceremony is to take a microdose like I just did and then go feel the space. So come on inside the pyramid. This is the main ceremony area down here. Upstairs, you've got a VIP bedroom up there, and that's the top of the pyramid. I've been told that to sleep up there, you have to be very balanced because the energy coming up through here, it's very intense energy up in the tip of the pyramid. So a couple more bedrooms over here just to have some privacy, kitchen, but you can see here tonight it is happening. You got about 10 people participating in the ceremony with the shaman, and you got the purge buckets right here. These always come in handy. This is going to be these people's best friend tonight, this purge bucket. This is an ayahuasca, and there's a lot of physical purging with ayahuasca. So that is going to be their best friend. Right here is an amazing accoutrement. You're talking about a sweat lodge built right into the ground. And this is, because it's Malibu, you can't have open fires. So there's a very complex grid of electrical in there. And this is incredible. Wait till you see what's going on in here. As you can hear in here, there's quite an echo. The sound is hitting the walls, and it's almost like the sound's going in rotation around. I'm hearing my own voice behind me. So the Chumash Indians used to come up here and do their sweat lodges right on this property at the tip of this mountain. And you can really feel that Chumash Indian energy. I'm gonna do a classic meditation sound, and that is the ah and the om. And the reason that the ah and the om is so powerful is that that frequency of ah and om, when you put those two together, you've got the ah, om, ah, om. And in Kabbalistic wisdom, the word shalom, shalom, that's the word for peace. And what it really means is, if you want to get to peace, you've got to be in the frequency of the ah, om. That's the way to peace. And I'm going to meditate here and try to bring about that energy. Thanks for coming out to Malibu Hills with me. It's always an adventure up here, and I think this would be an incredible place to do a ceremony and hold space. So stay tuned for an event right here. Here I am at Polka Dot with Asanka, the OG founder, and these are the guys that really brought microdosing into the forefront and made it really accessible. So congratulations for that. That was, the whole industry appreciates Polka Dot for sure. Anyone that doesn't like Polka Dot, I found is jealous of Polka Dot. But no, tell us like how this started for you. What was the driver where you felt like you could do this on a scale?
I mean, the mushroom market was new when I first stumbled into it. Started with CBD and hemp.
Yeah.
And then I saw a couple people doing this concept, and I didn't really even know truly what mushrooms was until I started eating them. Mm-hmm. And then that just opened up something from within where like your perspective on things are broader and wider, and you start seeing what type of effects it has, like opening people up, from the inside. And so we just started into the business, and it kind of just took off from there.
That's awesome. Well, I know you guys work with the best ingredients, and that's a key thing when you're talking about whether it's the psychedelics, whether it's the chocolate part. If you skimp anywhere in there, you're gonna disrupt something.
Right.
For sure.
The chocolate we source from overseas, like the mushrooms in the beginning, like not too many people even knew too much about it, but there is a way to cater like the growing and like the humbling of them when finally when they're ready, they're happy mushrooms, if you want to call it that, and that allows them to do what they really need to do when you consume them.
From the packaging to just the vibe, like not taking it seriously. If it looked any different or something, they would be like off.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, you guys have kind of nailed it on all levels, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like mushrooms are fun in general, it really opens people up. So like our vibe goes along with that, just a little bit of excitement within the packaging and then also the item itself.
Beautiful. Well, I'm excited to be partnering with you guys because I feel like Polka Dot science and what you guys do behind the scenes that I've now had more access to understand, it's like always the highest quality.
The route is really to heal people.
On behalf of the psychedelic industry, we totally appreciate Polka Dot. You guys have led the way and just really, I think, I don't know that many people knew about microdosing before they got their hands on their first like 1 square. So definitely appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'm taking off from Polka Dot, but I definitely got some good swag to take for the road. And I'm really looking forward to this collaboration because these guys, their product is the best, and that's why everybody counterfeits them. But you know, you only want to work with the best materials. That's #1 in psychedelics. So that's these guys. I'm gonna have a bite. Might as well have a magical day. And let me get a square off of here and take my square. Delicious. This is Belgian vegan chocolate, absolutely amazing. Might as well go for 2. We're here in Santa Monica to see the Reality Center and to see if in fact you can have a psychedelic experience digitally. No medicine, just digital. Let's see what it's about.
Hey, welcome.
How are you?
Good to meet
see
you.
Yes, this is fantastic.
Welcome to Reality Center.
Wow. It's so stark a difference from walking, you know, in and walking the hallway and then all of a sudden.
It's our little digital speakeasy.
You've seen a lot of people who've had the Reality Center technique and then said, okay, now I'm ready for psychedelic.
People like to dip their toes in the psychedelic pond, so to speak. By doing something like this, challenges them a little bit differently.
This is the democratization of psychedelics because no government's going to be able to tell you in the future, oh, you can't have this frequency. How are they going to keep it from you? And if you're in Alaska and you don't have any material, but you can give yourself the frequency, it seems like that is the absolute future.
Today we're going to start by analyzing your voice, and we'll see what unique frequencies are in there, and that'll form essentially a digital prescription in a sense. We're going to start with the voice analysis.
Okay,
so if you come on back here.
Beautiful.
Our voice analysis is going to measure the frequencies, the colors, and the musical keys inside of your voice. And what we're really interested in is, what does that look like when you're talking about something that lights you up, that you're passionate about?
Got it.
Right, because then that becomes a tool. We call it the happy place protocol. Beginning with the phrase I am. I want you to choose one word that describes how that feels.
I am grateful.
So you ready to fly?
Yeah.
Oh, very short. Time doesn't have as much meaning when you're in the moment. Right?
I can see this being very helpful for a lot of people, and also to come out of it and say, yeah, wow, if that was even close to a psychedelic experience, that was so interesting. I think I might want to go deeper.
What a beautiful reality we're in. To have natural plants, to have digital psychedelics, to bring us back to present moment awareness. We really do live in the best time ever. Every time I come to this valley here in Malibu Hills, I get this feeling of being home. And there's something about this place, these 200 oak trees. The Chumash Indians have been coming here for thousands of years, and when you pull in, everything melts away. It's like Los Angeles doesn't even exist. So here we go. What a property. Wow, this ceremony space back here, you can go so deep back here. It is almost like one of those Faraday cages where there's no frequency. You're just in your own bubble. That's what this place is. Good boy, good boy. Hello, good boy.
He's getting
good boy. Yeah, he smells good.
He's getting healthier.
Oh, watch out.
How's that for live action?
I know, really, that's good. Hey,
awesome
good.
to see you. How was everything?
Oh, fantastic. Living the dream. The mental health crisis that's happening, I can't help but think everybody knows that we have this problem, but they're not looking at the most obvious solutions. It's nature. Nature has every element we need. So I hope they will take the advice and go back to nature. Let's try to find a way with addiction, with intolerance. All of these things can be solved if people can become more empathetic. And as I've said before, we're having an empathy crisis. People don't know how to put themselves in each other's shoes. And we need something right now in society that can give people more empathy, and that is plant medicine, psychedelics. It's gonna put you in a consciousness state where you can actually feel what it's like to be somebody else on the other side of the world. Or collectively, if we have enough people going inside, we can ask the really big questions like, hey, what about water in the future? Let's think about that now. But it's really hard to think about things like that when you're so in the moment and you're in fear. And we need something to break people through that fear, and we have it thanks to nature. Every compound, every pharmaceutical drug is based on something in nature. So we now in 2024, we have to grab this opportunity, join the Mind Army, start fighting for your right to pursue happiness, and get together with your tribe and have an experience of getting into nature, being in the moment, and letting that be your healing. What a week it's been here in Los Angeles. To be here at Camp Zappy in the spring and to smell this air. I hope you enjoyed seeing patients doing the KetaVIP protocol in the privacy of their own home, the ultimate set and setting. And I hope you had something to think about as it relates to digital psychedelics and whether that's the next step for you. Before you do psychedelics, maybe you want to have a reality center experience and go inside. We'll see you next week.